Hi, I'm Evie Lynn March. I'm here with the City to City Music in the Spotlight, brought to you by Galactic Worldwide. I am in the heart of the Art District in Baltimore, Maryland, on Charles Street at the Reverb. I'm here with Terah Crawford.
Hi.
Hi. Can you tell me a little bit about your style of music?
Sure. Well, I am the lead singer in the Terah Crawford Band, appropriately named. We play in Garrett County, Maryland, which is super Western Maryland, almost West Virginia. We play, I guess I would say, classic country-inspired country music. So not the country music that you would think of when you think of country music now, but definitely more like outlaw country, sort of like Johnny Cash style stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
High energy, classic country.
Okay. So if someone were to look for your music online, you have it labeled maybe Americana or folk country.
Right. Yeah. Americana is one of the tags that we fall under, and also folk country, and even a little bit of rock and roll.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, were some of you mentioned Johnny Cash. Is that something that you grew up listening to that led you to this genre?
For sure. And even more than Johnny Cash, I would say June Carter Cash personally. I'm really inspired by that style of old time music, which is sort of unique when you think of what we're playing. But it all ties into mountain music, which is definitely my number one inspiration personally.
Okay. Now, with this inspiration, was there someone in your family who was musical, or someone that inspired you growing up to go into this career?
Growing up, I wouldn't say that I had a family member that necessarily inspired me. My grandfather used to sing silly little songs that I now know, or I soon learned, were Doc Watson songs, like Froggy Went a Courtin' was one that he covered. And little songs like that my grandfather used to sing to me sort of got me interested in music. And then growing up, I was really active in my church, and I sang there a lot. And so that sort of gospel sound, and also those big harmonies were very inspiring to me. But no one directly inspired me, I guess, as far as a musician standpoint in my family. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Now, what has your experience performing been like?
At home, we are still gigging in bars. Every weekend, every other weekend, 2 times a weekend, 4 times a weekend. So we play out a lot, but in small venues. We have had the opportunity to play some sort of festival style events at home. We've opened for a few people that we think are going to go somewhere. And if they do, that'll be exciting. And yeah, festivals, bars, restaurants, basements, porches, backyards.
Now, how long have you been performing?
Performing with this group, 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Personally, like I said, I played in church a lot. In high school, I played in talent shows. In college, I kind of dropped off and I stopped performing out. I played just in my dorm room, and I got involved and interested in other college-like things. So I didn't play out too often. I really didn't start playing out again until probably like 5 or 6 years ago. So. Yeah, experience, I guess, limited would be the answer.
Sounds like very good experience, though. Now, you had mentioned that you do a lot of those local performances. Are you looking, and you've opened for people, can you give an example of someone you may have opened for?
Sure. Most recently, we have opened for Annie Bosco, who is an up-and-coming sort of modern country artist. She's a great songwriter, a really good guitar player. She has a beautiful voice. We opened for her at our local college. She was doing an event through CMT, actually. It's called Empowering Education. And so we got to open for her and play about a half-hour set, and then watch her play for a lot of our local community and also the college students there. It's really cool, at Garrett College in Western Maryland.
Very nice. Now, are you maintaining your tours on the East Coast, or are you looking to branch out throughout the country?
Right now, definitely sticking to the East Coast, even more the region at this point, because this is the first year for us that we'll have our footing to sort of branch out a little more outside of really our local area. So this year we're looking at a lot of gigs in the coming months, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, other parts of Western Maryland, and hopefully even parts of Virginia in the spring.
Now, do you have you had mentioned you've now been performing for about 2 years with this band. Do you have any CDs or compilations, EPs out there right now that your fans could go out and purchase?
We are currently working on our first studio album. So at this very moment, everything that we have is online. You can find us on reverbnation.com/the Terah Crawford Band, and that's where our music is streaming on iTunes and Amazon Music too right now. Yeah.
Very good. Do you write all of your own lyrics and music?
Like I said, we're gigging in bars a lot, and because of the amount of time that we play, we are still playing a fair amount of covers. The band writes collaboratively, so I personally don't write a lot of the music. My father-in-law, Bill Crawford, who has a little bit more life experience than the rest of us, writes most of our music. As lyrically, he writes most of the lyrics, and then he brings his lyrics or poems, whatever you want to call them, to the group, and we work on them musically together. Also, our rhythm guitarist, Scott Alexander, does a lot lyrically for us. I personally haven't gotten too into spreading my creativity lyrically around, but I just love to sing what the guys come up with, help out with the music. Yeah.
Very nice. Is there a particular song or performance that you enjoy playing or that's most inspirational to you?
Probably my favorite song, or my favorite original song that we play, was written by Bill Crawford, who is our lead guitarist. It's called Saturday Night Sinner, and it's, by the title, you might sort of think, well, you might draw your own conclusions about what it's about, but it's actually, to me, it really hits home because it's about the balance of living the sort of party life and then also finding the faithful life, I guess you would call it. And sort of what the tagline is Saturday Night Sinner, Sunday Morning Saint. And one of my favorite lines from that song is, "It's a good thing I can pray without making a sound," is my favorite line from that song. I think that hits home for a lot of people right now in the state of things. And just finding that faith, even though you might like to drink a little too. So that's my favorite song to play. And also, I think for the group, that's probably what we would say is our flagship original right now. Performances, I really like playing dive bars. I mean, I love playing for bigger crowds. We've played for audiences from 1 to 400 at this point. But I really love a crowd that's into it. And for us right now, we find that happens more in the smaller places because, everything is tight and comfortable. So I really do like playing for the audiences who yell out Freebird, even though it's annoying. I love that. It's fun. It's interactive. And that's the kind of show that we love to play.
Yeah. More of an intimate style where you can really connect. Yeah. How did your band all come together? How did you meet?
Well, as I mentioned, the lead guitarist is my father-in-law, so that was, not by his choice, but I married his son, so he stuck with me. He's been playing music since he was a kid, actually around Baltimore in probably the 70s, I would say. The rhythm guitarist, Scott Alexander, has been a friend of mine for probably about 12 years. We met through some mutual friends, and we've just, I've watched his solo career sort of develop locally. He's a very, very talented singer. In addition to rhythm guitar, he also does some really great harmonies with me. And most recently, we've added a fiddle player, Jeremie Hamilton, who plays in Jeremie's still sort of a mystery to me. I've known him for a few years, but we joke that I couldn't tell you if he was 13 or 30, and the only thing I know about him is that he's really, really good at playing the fiddle in our band. But as he continues to play with us, we get to know him a little more. He plays out like a machine. He plays in probably 3 bands, and then just does a lot of bluegrass and old-time jams. And that sort of adds this, like I was saying earlier, that sort of mountain aspect to our sound. And that's huge. So a little bit haphazard. In the 2 years that we've been playing together, we've had, in the beginning, we were a little bit of a rotating door, I guess you would say, of musicians. Some friends of mine, a drummer, a really great guitarist, and a banjo player who's actually touring pretty frequently with a band called the Jacobs Ferry Stragglers. His name's Mitch Hall. All 3 of those guys have played music with us, played shows with us, but this core group, the 4 of us, Scott, Bill, Jeremie, and myself, have come together sort of haphazardly, I guess you would say. Yeah.
Very nice. Now, you had mentioned you've got most of your music out there online for your fans to listen to. And could you please repeat that one more time, just to kind of give them some more information, and then also give us a website or some place that your fans can find more information about you and your band?
Sure. So our music is streaming on reverbnation.com. So you can find us at reverbnation.com/the Terah Crawford Band. We're pretty active on social media. So we have a Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram that we can be found on. But I'd say that our base site is going to be that Reverb site for now. Yeah. reverbnation.com/the Terah Crawford Band.